The air within the global ARMY fandom has shifted, and not subtly. It's the kind of electric tension that only happens when something big is coming, something that feels both anticipated and completely unpredictable at the same time. And at the center of it all stands one name that has once again captured the collective heartbeat of millions: Park Jimin. It all began with a statement that, on the surface, seemed simple. During a recent interaction, Namjoon, known not just as the leader of BTS but also as someone who carefully chooses his words, delivered a message that instantly sent shockwaves through the fandom. ARMY, get ready for April 9 and look forward to Jimin's stunning performance. That was it. No elaboration, no additional context, just a single sentence. But in the world of BTS, and especially when it involves Jimin, a single sentence is never just a sentence. Within minutes, social media platforms exploded. Fans began dissecting every word, every tone, every possible implication. Get ready wasn't interpreted as a casual remark, it was perceived as a warning, a promise, a signal that something extraordinary was about to unfold. And then there was the phrase "stunning performance." For casual listeners, it might sound like standard praise, but for ARMY, especially those who have followed Jimin's artistic evolution closely, it carries a much heavier weight. Because when Jimin performs, he doesn't just dance or sing, he transforms. Jimin has long been regarded as one of the most captivating performers in the industry. His stage presence is not built on spectacle alone, but on emotion, raw, unfiltered, and deeply human. Whether it's the haunting elegance of Lie, the vulnerability of Serendipity, or the explosive charisma of Filter, each performance feels like a story unfolding in real time. And that's exactly why Namjoon's words hit differently. Because if there's one thing ARMY knows, it's this: Jimin doesn't repeat himself. Every stage he steps onto becomes a new canvas. Every performance introduces a new layer of who he is, not just as an artist, but as a person navigating fame, identity, and expression under a global spotlight. So what could possibly be coming on April 9? Speculation has taken over the fandom in waves. Some believe this could mark the debut of an entirely new solo stage, something never seen before, crafted specifically for this moment. Others are convinced that Jimin might be preparing a reinterpretation of a past performance, but elevated to a level that redefines expectations. There are also whispers, quiet but persistent, that this could tie into a larger narrative, a comeback arc, a symbolic transition, perhaps even a hint at the future direction of BTS as a group. But what makes this moment particularly intriguing is the timing. April has always held significance within the BTS timeline. It's a month often associated with renewal, with beginnings disguised as continuations, and placing Jimin at the center of that moment feels intentional. Because Jimin represents duality. He is softness and strength, precision and fluidity, control and surrender. And it is within that duality that his performances find their power. Fans often describe watching Jimin perform as an emotional experience rather than a visual one. There's something about the way he moves, each gesture deliberate yet seemingly effortless, that pulls the audience into his world. And that world is never static. Over the years, Jimin has continuously challenged himself. Vocally, he has expanded his range and control, delivering performances that balance technical skill with emotional depth. As a dancer, he has evolved from a contemporary foundation into a hybrid style that blends classical training with modern expression. But perhaps the most significant evolution has been internal. Jimin has grown more confident in his identity as an artist, more willing to take risks, more open to exploring themes that resonate on a personal level. And that's why April 9th feels different. Because when Namjoon tells ARMY to get ready, it suggests that whatever is coming is not just another performance, it's an experience that may challenge expectations. There's also an undeniable sense of trust embedded in that statement. Namjoon knows the impact of his words. He understands how quickly a single comment can ignite global attention. So choosing to highlight Jimin specifically is not accidental, it's intentional. It's a spotlight, a signal. And for Jimin, who has often been both the center and the enigma of BTS performances, that spotlight carries weight. Historically, Jimin's most iconic stages have shared one common trait: unpredictability. Take, for example, moments when he has completely reinterpreted choreography mid-performance, adding subtle changes that shift the emotional tone, or times when his vocal delivery introduces a new layer of meaning to familiar lyrics. These are not rehearsed surprises. They are instinctive decisions, born from a deep connection to the music and the moment. And that instinct is what fans are anticipating now. Because if there's one thing ARMY agrees on, it's this: Jimin at his peak is unstoppable. Online discussions have gone beyond speculation into analysis. Fans are revisiting past performances, looking for patterns, clues, and parallels. Some are analyzing stage designs, lighting concepts, and even costume choices from previous concerts, trying to predict what direction this upcoming performance might take. Others are focusing on Jimin's recent appearances, his demeanor, his energy, the subtle hints he might have dropped without anyone realizing at the time. Because with Jimin, clues are rarely obvious. They're hidden in details, in expressions, in moments that pass quickly but leave a lasting impression. And that's part of the allure, the mystery. But beyond the theories and the excitement, there's also a deeper layer to this anticipation, one that speaks to the relationship between Jimin and his fans. Jimin has always maintained a unique connection with ARMY. It's not just about performance or music, it's about communication. Through his art, he expresses emotions that are often difficult to put into words: vulnerability, doubt, joy, longing. And in return, fans respond with understanding, with support, with a level of loyalty that goes beyond typical fandom dynamics. So when a moment like this arises, when there's a promise of something new, it feels personal. It feels like a shared experience waiting to happen. April 9th is no longer just a date on the calendar. It has become a focal point, a moment that fans are collectively counting down to, each with their own expectations, hopes, and emotions. Some are excited, some are nervous, and some are simply curious to see how Jimin will once again redefine what it means to take the stage. Because if there's one thing history has shown, it's that Jimin doesn't aim to meet expectations, he aims to exceed them. And often, he doesn't just exceed them, he transforms them entirely. As the countdown continues, one question remains at the forefront of every ARMY's mind. What exactly did Namjoon mean? Was it a hint at something groundbreaking, a warning about an emotionally overwhelming performance, or perhaps a subtle way of saying that Jimin is about to show a side of himself that the world has never seen before? Whatever the answer may be, one thing is certain: all eyes will be on Jimin, and if Namjoon's words are any indication, what's coming is not just worth watching, it's something ARMY needs to be ready for. As the anticipation intensifies, something else begins to surface within the fandom, an emotional undercurrent that goes beyond curiosity or excitement. It's a sense of recognition, because for many fans, moments like these are not just about what Jimin will do on stage, but about what he represents. Park Jimin has always been more than a performer. He is a storyteller, but not in the traditional sense. His stories are not told through words alone. They are felt through movement, through pauses, through the quiet intensity in his gaze. And that's what makes every upcoming stage feel like a revelation waiting to happen. In recent years, Jimin has shown a deeper level of artistic introspection. His solo work, his live performances, even the way he carries himself during public appearances, everything points to an artist who is becoming increasingly intentional with his craft. He is no longer just executing performances, he is curating experiences. That distinction matters, because when an artist reaches that level, every detail becomes meaningful. The choice of music, the structure of choreography, the styling, the lighting, it all becomes part of a larger narrative. And if April 9th is indeed one of those carefully constructed moments, then what ARMY is about to witness could be something far more layered than a typical concert stage. At the same time, Kim Namjoon's statement continues to echo in fans' minds. There's a deliberate tone in the way he framed it, not just excitement, but emphasis, almost as if he understood the magnitude of what Jimin is preparing to present. And that raises another possibility. What if this performance isn't just about showcasing talent? What if it's about marking a turning point? Artists often use stages like this to signal change, whether it's a new musical direction, a shift in identity, or even the beginning of a new chapter. For Jimin, who has consistently evolved while maintaining his core essence, such a moment would not be surprising. In fact, it would feel inevitable, because growth has always been central to his journey. From his early days as a trainee to becoming one of the most recognized performers in the world, Jimin's path has been defined by relentless self-improvement. He has openly spoken about his struggles, his insecurities, and his desire to be better, not just for the audience, but for himself. And that honesty is what resonates. It's what turns admiration into connection. So as April 9th approaches, the excitement is no longer just about spectacle. It's about witnessing a moment of truth, an artist stepping onto the stage with something to say, something to express, something to share. And if history has taught ARMY anything, it's that when Jimin has something to say, the world listens. The countdown continues. Fan projects are already being planned. Streaming parties, synchronized hashtags, global watch events. ARMY is preparing in the only way they know how, together. Across different countries, time zones, and languages, millions are aligning themselves for a single moment. Because that's the power of BTS, and that's the power of Jimin. A single performance has the ability to unite people, to create shared memories, to spark conversations that last long after the stage lights fade. And yet, despite all the preparation, there's still an element of the unknown. No teaser can fully capture what Jimin is capable of. No spoiler can truly reveal the emotional impact of his performance. It's something that has to be experienced in real time. And maybe that's why Namjoon chose his words so carefully. Get ready. Not look forward to it, not don't miss it, but get ready. Because what's coming might not just be impressive, it might be overwhelming. It might be unforgettable. It might be the kind of performance that redefines expectations, not just for Jimin, but for what a stage can be. At its core, this moment is about anticipation meeting artistry. Kim Namjoon's brief yet powerful message has set the stage for something that feels bigger than a single performance. It has ignited curiosity, excitement, and a sense of collective emotion across the ARMY fandom. And at the center of it all, Park Jimin stands ready, an artist known not just for meeting expectations, but for transforming them entirely. April 9th is no longer just a date, it has become a moment of possibility, a moment where anything could happen, a moment where Jimin might once again remind the world why his name continues to resonate so deeply with millions. So ARMY, the question now is simple. Are you really ready? Mark your calendars, set your reminders, prepare your hearts, because if there's one thing we've learned, it's that when Jimin steps onto the stage, it's never just a performance, it's an experience, and you won't want to miss a single second of it. Let us know what you think. What are your predictions for April 9th? What kind of stage do you believe Jimin is preparing? Join the conversation, share your theories, and get ready to witness what could be one of the most unforgettable moments yet.